Today you're going to learn a helper fact to solve some unknown facts, and that strategy is going to be called subtract a group. Pay attention and talk with the people in your group at the pause points because you will need to teach this to another teammate. So first, think about a fact you don't know as well. Possibly 4 times 6. What is 4 times 6? Think of some strategies you would use to solve this. Well, one strategy you could do is I could draw an array. I feel pretty confident about being able to draw arrays, and so I know that I could draw an array of 4 times 6. Ooh. And that would be 4 rows of 6. But the one thing I do know about arrays is that it can take a while to draw it. So possibly instead of drawing out the entire array of 4 times 6 and then counting them all back up, could there be a more efficient way? Oh my. Well, there could. Think about what you already know that can help you. Think about your schema. What do I already know? What facts do I know? I got it. Light bulb. I know facts around 4 times 6 that are much easier for me to do. I know 5 times 6, and I don't even have to draw an array for it. I know that 5 times 6 is 6 groups of 5. So I know that I can get to the product by counting by 5s 6 times. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I just counted by 5 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could repeatedly add 5 plus 5. That would equal 10. And then another 5 plus 5 and another 5 plus 5. That equals 30. So I know that the product of 6 and 5 is 30. And I could do that pretty quickly. I mean, you could draw an array, but I don't have to because I feel much more confident with my 5s. And I know how to get there. Well, if 5 groups of 6 is 30, what's the point? How does that help me solve 4 groups of 6? Well, think about it. 5 groups of 6. That's an array of 5 rows of 6. 3 rows of 6. 4 rows of 6. 5 rows of 6. So what would you do in order to solve 4 times 6? Well, you just take 1 row away, right? Now, you have 4 rows of 6. Easy peasy. How does that help you solve it more efficiently? So you don't have to count them all up. Well, if you know that 5 groups of 6 is 30, all you do is subtract 1 group of 6. Like we just did. We subtracted 1 group of 6. And that's what it looks like in number sentence form. So in my head, I know that 5 times 6 is 30. So 30 minus 6 must be 4 groups of 6 because we know 5 groups of 6 minus 1 group of 6 equals how many groups? Say it with me, 4 groups of 6. And 30 minus 6 is 24. So now that you kind of see how that's related to making the array and crossing out a group, isn't that a little bit more efficient? Turn and talk with your partner and pause the video. Welcome back. Think about facts that you know that would help you with this, that you can use as a helper fact by subtracting a group. Well, I know that my 5s pretty well. So how could I subtract a group? Well, I don't know my 4s as well. So could I do, if I needed to solve 7 times 5, could I use that to solve 7 times 4? And just subtract a group? You could. So think about that. If 7 times 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. The product is 35. I didn't take the time to have to do an array. But I know that 7 groups of 5, 7 groups of 4, I would just subtract a 7. One group, because I'm just subtracting one group, I would get 28. Was that more efficient than drawing an array? Yeah, it was. All I had to do was subtract a group of 7. So, think about your 10s. Do you know them pretty well? Yeah, you do. What about your 9s? Maybe not. Can you use your 10s to subtract a group and solve your 9s? Let's find out. If I want to solve 9 times 7. Ooh, that looks tough. That's a lot of rows. Well, I know 10 times 7. And I didn't even have to draw an array. So if 10 times 7 is 70, and 9 times 7 is one less group, just take a group of 7 away. What's 70 minus 7? Regroup. 63. So if 10 groups of 7 is 70, if I take one group away, that equals 9 times 7 is 63. So you can use helper facts to solve unknown ones or trickier ones by just subtracting a group. Be ready to teach this strategy and how it can help you to solve trickier facts efficiently. Make sure that your paper is filled out so that you can use it to teach and help your partner fill it out. You may stop the video and discuss until Mrs. Leeson gives you further directions.